these days?
Cleveland Heights.
Nice.
On the border of South Euclid. So it's a bit of a hike, but it's all right. It's the only place you can buy a house for $90,000 these days.
Yeah, holy shit.
I was living in Lakewood since I was 19 years old until 2020, and then we bought the house. And I was just looking around at the prices of Lakewood. It's like $250,000 for a shoebox, man.
Yeah, and they're not worth it.
$250,000. I mean, who's to say? It is lakefront property, for the most, like not everyone's on the lake, but it's like adjacent, and it's really nice.
But if the house is crumbling in on itself, that's the problem.
Well, mine is too, but I do construction. So.
Yeah, but it's at $90,000, which is
yeah.
a reasonable asking price for a house crumbling in on itself,
Right.
As opposed to we almost bought my uncle's place, and man, am I glad we didn't do that, because he wanted $250,000 for that, and I'm so thankful we didn't go for it, because it would just have been a money pit. The house was in rough fucking shape.
Yeah.
You remember? You were there.
Oh,
you redid
Ridgewood.
you redid the window.
Oh yeah. I broke it one time, I remember, but then I got it right the second time.
Oh, that's right.
I was tapping on one of those little window tacks, and I was like, oh, because like 8 people were like watching me do it. They're like, "This is so cool." I'm like, "Oh, I messed it up."
Yeah, I'd never seen any. I didn't realize having to put a new pane on those windows, no pun intended, would be such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, it's not supposed to be. You just shave off all the old crap with a torch and a knife and drop in the new panel and do the window glazing. It's supposed to be good, but sometimes you just hit it wrong. It's glass. It breaks. It breaks.
It breaks easily.
Yeah. No, that house is cool. That was a double, right?
Yeah, it was a side by side.
Side by side, yeah.
Which was nice because, my uncle and I, we got along great. I mean, I lived there for almost 10 years. And I was a little nervous when we first moved in because, living next door to family and shit, you just don't know how it's going to pan out or whatever. And then
you could practice down there. I played music down there a couple times.
Yeah.
Willis was there.
Yeah. Oh, that old son of a bitch. I don't mind talking shit about him on this podcast at all.
Hey, let's not get personal with these people.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, fuck
I still remember Ryan's room when he moved out of there, because he moved out earlier than everyone.
Yeah.
But it was just not what you would expect. You would have expected Johnny Walker bottles to be everywhere, but it was like a field of Dr. Peppers.
Diet Dr. Pepper,
Dr.
Diet Mountain Dew, Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Those were his go-tos.
Yeah.
Constantly. I very rarely
he left
saw
all
him.
these Dr. Peppers.
He was insane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was wild.
Mm-hmm. I think the last time I saw him was at Fifey's wedding in Chicago.
Really?
I took an Amtrak out there, and it was crazy. I went to sleep, and he was going to sleep too. Then I woke up to pee, and this Johnny Walker bottle had been this full. And then when I woke up 2 hours later, it was like this.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I was like, holy smoke, this is not sustainable. It turned out not to be. But
it's true. He's been brought up on the podcast before, so it's not.
Who else knew him on the podcast?
Well, there's Aaron.
Aaron,
Kepfer.
Oh, is she the medium?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Mm-hmm. See, I knew that,
From Arabica,
I knew that psychically.
It's you felt it. She sent the answers to you.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's a sweet woman.
She's great.
Yeah, we're still really good friends. We've been friends since the Arabica days. We haven't I think we stopped talking for maybe a month or two at one point, but then I was that was about it.
Was she homeschooled?
No.
It was a different podcast.
No, it was this podcast. You don't have to be homeschooled to be on it.
Oh, you're just homeschooled. I thought it was only homeschool guys.
It's funny because there's a few other people who have reached out and they're like, I'm homeschooled. I'm like, cool. No, I just like talking.
Well, I think I did that when you first started. I was like, pretty tight podcast, bro. I'm
one of those homeschool kids.
Hit me up in 5 years.
Yeah. You know, this is like the reboot of this podcast because I went on a long hiatus because of being so busy with other shit. So it's nice kind of be back at it because yeah, it was a lot. I think my last episode was like a year ago now.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I remember I listened to a couple episodes and you were like, all right, we're back, you know, or like we like, or it was like an old ep and you were like, we know about everything that's happened since, you might not hear us mention it, you know, but, you know.
oh yeah, I had to put a disclaimer on
Yeah.
all those episodes because we released them all at once. They had
It
them
seems
baked
like
for
we
so
don't
long.
know anything about current events.
Yeah, yeah,
Not sure.
we do. We just didn't know then because it was recorded like 3 months earlier or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, it's been a minute, but I got 3 done this week, so that's nice.
Excellent.
You're the only homeschooler so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a homeschooler before?
Yes, I know one for sure. I'm trying to think if there's any others. Greg Smith.
Oh, he was
Greggy
homeschooled?
Casket, yeah. He
Remember
was
his
homeschooled.
speaking voice sounds exactly like Louis C.K. It was so weird. I was like listening to him talk, and he was just like, he has the exact same
I
cadence
never
as
would have
Louis
put
CK.
those two things together, but now that you mention it, yeah,
Listen to it. It's like so funny.
that's really funny.
Well, I knew your cousins, right? The Eliases were a homeschool family, right?
Yeah, for a little while at least. Then I think, yeah, Becca was homeschooled the entire time, and then David ended up going to high school.
Oh, yeah. He was such a social butterfly.
Oh, for sure.
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, I still remember I went to some Catholic homeschool thing at a church, you know, the cathedral downtown is at St. John's, I think it's called. And he was so girl crazy. Like we were like 10, 11 years old. And he was just like, this girl sat down in front of us and she was like looking at us and he's like, hey, hey, hey. And she was like, nodded at him. And then to me, like, he was like, she wants me. She wants me.
It sounds like him.
A little kid. He was so suave.
That and he was such a fucking adrenaline junkie too.
Oh yeah.
Like his whole life he was an adrenaline
Yeah.
junkie.
The first like real punch to the face I got was Dave Elias because
I believe it.
Because he had boxing gloves and like my grandparents had boxing gloves and like my dad and my grandpa would be like, oh, I love you, little cutie. But he was like, do you want to play with boxing gloves? I was like, oh yeah, I do that all the time, bro. And he was like, bang! Like,
Yeah.
nailed me. I was like, got my bell rung. I was like, wow, that's what that's like.
Yeah, because he's been jacked since he was like 8 years old.
Oh yeah, he had like a 10-pack when
Yeah.
he was like a little kid.
Just fucking little jacked kid. It was wild.
He was awesome. He was an awesome guy. We had extremely different energies. I was like more like quiet and twee, for lack of a better term, I guess. And he was like, you know, super dude.
You guys still probably got along well together because you're a lot like our cousin Nick DeAndrea. He was very like chill, very like artsy type, like laid back kind of guy. So, growing up with him, I'm sure he was like, okay, he understood who you were.
Yeah, no,
He's-
great family.
Yeah, he's still an anomaly to me, and he was my cousin. He was like just a maniac. That guy.
Were you ever over there? I wonder if we ran into each other when we were kids.
Probably, actually.
They had a very attractive in-ground pool, or like I
Yeah.
don't know if it was in-ground pool. It was like nice. They had a nice.
We
deck
had to
space.
have.
Yeah,
We had to have.
yeah. We were over there all the time because it was like a homeschool family with a nice pool. We had an above-ground pool, which is like, yeah, that's no slouch. But
Did you ride like a mountain bike during that time?
No, I was always BMX.
BMX. We had to have seen each other during that time.
Yeah, we were over there all the time. Remember the mom and the dad are so nice. Mufflers for Less. Go to Mufflers for Less.
Yeah, I sponsor the podcast. They don't realize it yet.
This is these ad reads aren't cheap, but Mufflers for
I'm gonna
Less.
call
is
Becca
great.
and be like, guess what? You owe me some money now.
Yeah. We had our whole exhaust done on our CRV. About 5 years ago. It was great experience.
Great work.
So
They do great work.
call Mufflers for Less.
It's funny because sometimes I don't ever usually take my car to them, not because I they don't do good work or whatever, it's because I feel weird because they will insist on giving me a discount, and I
I
don't
get
feel
that.
comfortable with it.
That's the family discount.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that. Like,
That's nice though.
I know it's sweet, but like you want to support them, so like well, I'll just pay what you'd normally charge somebody. I don't mind. Like it's not like their prices are outrageous or anything like that. I think the last thing I took to them I was like, if you would have just charged me normally, it would have been fine. But then they insisted on giving me this discount, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. That's very sweet of you. It's very kind, but like, I'd rather just kind of support your business.
Yeah, that's nice.
They still have David's Camaro parked out front. The red Camaro.
What a heartbreak, man.
Yeah.
That was such a sweet kid, and the way Becky loved David, just
Mm-hmm.
like gut wrenching. But
Yeah, we're bringing up a lot of dead people today.
yeah, welcome.
Who else is dead? We're gonna bring up old Mitchy boy,
Oh yeah, Mitch was great.
Mitch
Absolutely.
El
It's been a
Damo.
long time, but no,
Yeah,
he's-
God, it's
what
probably
a
been
sweetheart that guy was.
he passed in 2011.
He knew how to get the party going. He was,
14. It's been 14 years.
Jesus, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that guy was great.
He was a sweet guy. R.I.P. Yeah, that was crazy because I was supposed to be hanging out with him that day. And like the last minute, somebody asked if I could work for them, and so I just took their shift because it was like right before we were going to go on a tour, so I needed the money, and I probably would have been right next to him when that happened.
That driver's out of jail now.
Is he?
What's crazy though is like I think like just like Facebook told me because like someone was like commenting on his shit being like, you're a murderer, I hate you, and it like just like came up because like someone was you get those weird Facebook things where someone is interacting with someone you're not like following or whatever.
Yeah.
Or no, it was on Instagram, and someone was like, you killed Mitch, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I like clicked on it, and he's got like a motivational like sober page that he had like in jail, and it's like a lot of followers, and all these people are like, oh, you're such an inspiration.
Oh
It's all
my
about
God.
being like a drunk punk or something like that. And I was just like reading, I was like, that's
I
kind of
mean-
nuts to be like, yeah, I killed somebody, but also I'm motivational now and I feel really bad about it. But I suppose it's for the positive. But
Yeah,
what are you
I
gonna
have
do?
such mixed feelings about it because, like, you know, the part of me is like, well, he did serve his time to what was, you know, to his. Maybe I don't think he got out early. He definitely couldn't have got out early because I think he was
No, he
sentenced
got
to
out-
11 years.
I think I was in Chile when I saw he was like getting out because I was sort of fascinated by these like weird comments. I didn't ever followed it or anything. I was just like watching. You know, I'm a lurker online. I don't really interact with anything.
Yeah.
I tell my stupid Facebook jokes, which get me in enough trouble. But then, yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, seeing he got out in like March. So, you know, it was
Wow.
about, I think that, as I recall, that was about what the sentence was.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was like somewhere between 11 and 14 years he got sentenced, and you know, it didn't matter how much time he served. He would never were going to get Mitch back, and
No.
it's not like it was like a targeted murder.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think
It's,
he
it's a
didn't-
little bit weird. Anytime you have like a gay pride like festival with a car running into it, it gives you pause for a moment, and you're like,
What? Yeah, was
were-
that calculated?
Were you like doing this on
I'm
purpose?
going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt of it being more of a I was drunk and passed out at the wheel than I specifically set out to murder.
To end up driving into a street festival is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's not
And-
like you just like rode off the road into like a pedestrian, like it was like a barricaded road.
Wasn't barricaded that well, to be honest with you. It was more like road closed signs. That was about
yeah.
it.
That's how they always do. It's
Yeah.
really stupid.
Where
You gotta
like,
get a forklift and put down some concrete barriers, you know.
yeah, I think they started doing that years afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just like I think they do the parade somewhere else entirely now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Clifton is terrifying. it was my other friend. Welcome to the Dead People podcast.
Yeah.
My other friend Jesse Parker, who was an amazing guy. He got killed on his bike right in front of Don's Lighthouse, by a guy who was drinking there, which was terrible. But,
What was the name? I'm sorry.
Jesse Parker.
Jesse
He
Parker.
worked. I met him when. No, I met him at a Mitch hangout, actually, at the beach, at, like, Lower Gay Beach, where we used to go down there. There's this part of Edgewater Beach that's called, like, Lower Gay Beach. You, like, walk down. And back in the day, before, like, you could just apparently have Coronas on the beach now all the time. Like, everyone's just, like, drinking on the beach. I was like, wait a minute. When I was 21, this was not a thing.
No.
You had to go to, like, the private part of the beach and, like,
You had to go down to Lower Gay Beach.
and, like, hope that cops didn't, like, do a sweep, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because, like, they would. I set up my own party down there one Memorial Day, and they started doing a sweep, and I was like, guys, we gotta get out of here, because they're definitely gonna, like, ticket us all.
Yeah, now they don't care.
But no, I met him there. He was a great guy, and he ended up dating my cousin for a really long time, so we became really close, and just, like, randomly, just, like, riding his bike on Clifton there. Tough, busy street there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and that particular intersection by, like, Route 2 there is like a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Over by Don's Lighthouse. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. The weird thing about Don's Lighthouse was, like, the guy who killed my buddy there, he died of a heart attack, like the old man who, like, hit him, who was drinking at, like, Don's Lighthouse before he ever got, like, to trial, I think. I believe. I don't want to... Allegedly. But, like, when that guy, like, died of a heart attack, like, Don's Lighthouse, like, made a post on social media, and they were like, this guy was the best. We loved serving this guy. I'm like... I don't know if you want me, like, maybe just say nothing at that point.
Yeah.
That'd be like he just killed someone after drinking at our establishment.
Yeah, just let it go.
And then died of a heart attack randomly a couple months later. It was odd.
That is, yeah, that's a weird hill to die on.
Allegedly,
yeah. Especially with, I don't know.
Brought to you by Don's Lighthouse.
So, yeah. Yeah, they owe me money now, too. Lisa.
Try the shrimp and drink and drive.
They were my customer for a long time when I was selling beer.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not doing the sibling revelry thing?
Not sibling revelry. I left sibling and I was working for...
it sounds like a Pornhub channel.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. I went to work for Six City Distributors, and that didn't sound much better either. And they fired me in the beginning of May. And honestly, that was like the best thing that ever happened to me. I was so like,
I would see you all the time, just buying beer at random convenience stores. I'd be like, Jimmy,
what's up?
And you're like, I'm trying to make a sale, Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah, you're honing in my sale. I don't know, like I had pretty good customers though. That's the only thing I miss. I miss the customers, but I don't miss that job. I don't miss working for them. The job wasn't that bad. It's just who I worked for sucked. And, but they had a good customer base and everyone was pretty chill for the most part. And then, when they let me go, it was honestly like the best thing that could have happened for me because it was like right before I started doing our residency at Cedar Point. And if I had to do both things, it would have not been.
It seems like a sweet gig. Is that every week?
It was, yeah. Our last show was like, well, it would
Secret
be
Society
5 weeks ago
comedy?
from when this comes out, but yeah. Yeah, Secret Society comedy.
So they have their own theater there, and you just come in. That's great. Did you get good audiences? Is it like a casino thing where people just file in just automatically?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had to seat them every time, but like, just so we make sure that somebody sits in the front row, essentially. But once you got that front row sat, it's just like, okay, you guys can sit whatever the hell you want after that. I don't give a shit. But, we had it at the Playhouse Theater, or the Palace. I'm sorry, the Palace Theater is where we did our shows at. It's like right by where like the Maverick and Steel Vengeances,
Okay. Yeah.
like back in like Frontier Town. It was we got very good audiences. Like we did better numbers than almost every other performance in Cedar Point. And it was the first time in the history of both Cedar Point and Six Flags they ever had stand up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean that's a great idea. Yeah, I got to find like a best friend for my kid before like he becomes roller coaster age, because like both me and my wife are like afraid of roller coasters. And so we need to just like take him with his best friend and be like, look, we're a little too mature for these roller coasters. We prefer something a little bit scarier. So why don't you just go on with your buddy here?
watching some poor sad sack trying to make people laugh in a dimly lit room.
Yeah, we'll go we'll watch the comedy, and he can go on the roller
It was a
coasters.
lot of that. It was a lot of like parents waiting for their kids to get off rides.
Yeah, because you gotta wait like an hour sometimes.
You get to sit in air conditioning.
I used to go on all the rides at Cedar Point, but I just something like snapped. I don't know. It's just like last time I went, I was like still like probably like 27 or something like that. But I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah,
Terrifying. It's like plummeting. The feeling of plummeting, not a great feeling. Not great on an airplane. Not great in a simulated plummeting situation like Cedar Point. But
it's simulating near death.
What was the last roller coaster you went on?
It was Steel Vengeance was the last roller coaster I rode.
That's the rebuilt. The
Mine Shaft or something?
No,
like
not
that?
Mine Shaft. The
What the hell is it
rebuilt
called?
Mean Streak.
Mean Streak.
Yeah, which I honestly was interested in riding the Steel Vengeance, because I did like I love the look, you know, just like the scary, like, I don't know, something like Halloween ghoulish about like the wooden roller coasters.
Yeah, it's
and to make it
horrifying.
smooth, you're like, that's pretty cool. But it was like some of the dips, like it looks like you're gonna hit your head on like the 4x4s down there, and you're like,
Freaks me out every time.
Yeah.
Every time I rode that ride, I was freaking out because it looks like you're about to get your head severed off every single time.
do you get to ride the rides when you do comedy? Or like, hop on the ride, you know?
At the end of the night, if we were lucky enough to get out before 10 o'clock, then we could get in a ride or two. But for the most part, I didn't get a chance to do too much riding, unfortunately. I think I rode the Maverick, Steel Vengeance, and the Raptor. Those are the only 3 rides I got to ride. I didn't even get to check out the new
Raptor's nice.
Yeah, Raptor rules. But I like Gatekeeper. That's my favorite ride because it's so smooth and fun. And it's like a longer ride, and it's not
I ran
too
into a lot of
crazy
gatekeepers
paced.
in the music scene.
That's right. Yeah, I'm blowing right through them. That's why I like it so much. It's so funny when we get accused of being gatekeepers.
You're a gatekeeper of comedy.
It was funny. I did a Q&A in Columbus about like producing live performances and like content, and my big point was like I think sometimes a lot of comics like confuse trust with nepotism. It's like it's not that I like you more than any other comic, is that I can trust you more.
I've seen you show up on time. I've seen you
do not piss people off. I don't even care about showing up on time. I've seen you not piss people off.
Yeah.
So, with
content or with like, you know, bothering the wait staff or something like that. Do you have any problems with content? People are saying like messed up shit.
Rarely.
The name of the game in comedy is to kind of rattle people out of their comfort zone.
I've had some instances where I probably could have handled things a little better when it came to content. There was an instance where, you know, I run a show, so like I'm supposed to be the adult in the room, and sometimes I forget that, and sometimes I revert to me being like, I'm just a comic and fuck this guy. And there was a situation where he kept using the R word right after a comic had done like a whole set about how his son's autistic and how he finds comedy and solace through like his son who has autism and stuff like that. And then the next comic who did not watch a set gets up and just says the R word over and over again. And just like, you can feel the tension in the room, and like, it just like ruined the whole vibe of the show. And
it's so weird, like how different people can do like things like that, and like it doesn't make you get like douche chills or like shivers, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like I almost like will die on the hill of like, you know, using like those goofy like eighth grade slurs as like, no, like people are allowed to do that. But then like when someone untalented does it, you're like, ugh, like it
Yeah. Oh
just
yeah.
sucks
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
bad. Like doing it wrong is like the worst thing.
I think, yeah, well, it wasn't even he was doing it wrong. It was just kind of like insensitive to the comic before him.
Yeah. But
So,
that's his tight 10 or tight 5, you know.
yeah,
He's got nothing else.
yeah, if that's all he's got, then he's fucked beyond that show.
Yeah.
Which I knew he had more material other than the one that he did. And then he like, somebody had spoken up and said like, hey, this is why no one likes what you're saying. And then he verbally attacked that person for being out of line and just like was such an asshole about it. And so like I said, like, hey, this is why this was a problem. And this is why the audience didn't like it. And then he like gave me like some sass over it. And I just gave him the middle finger right in his face. And that wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It was, I'm supposed to be the adult and I was
Yeah.
acting pretty childish, but, so yeah, it sucks when you know you're right, but you do it the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it sucks. But
Have you, as a comic, have you ever run into anything where someone like walked up to you and was like, "That's not cool"? But I would think that would be pretty rare for you because you're such a nice guy.
There has been, but it was mostly because like I don't know. It was actually recently where I did this bit about how, as an idiot or as somebody who's dumb, Trump's presidency actually gives me hope because he's an idiot too. Yet he seemed to have achieved like the highest office in the world, being an idiot.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Gives me hope. And
You could be the president of the United States, Jeremy.
yeah, I was like, the big point was like, for all you idiots out there, like you can too.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Well, I think that's a lot of like the success he's done is like middle America just being like, because Barack Obama was like cool.
Yeah,
like you felt really cool with him as the president. He was like so suave and stuff like that. But at a certain point, you're like, I'm not that cool at like a dinner party.
No.
And just have some guy come in and be like, listen to me.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that's more what I end up being like after a few beers.
yeah, Clinton needed a saxophone to
sober,
be
yeah.
that smooth and cool.
Right.
Where Obama was inherently that smooth
He was
and
really cool. He was really cool.
as a person.
Really high deportation numbers and drone strikes.
Truth be told, yes. And like that was like I thought
higher than Trump.
we were in Wadsworth, and I thought for sure they would like. I'm siding with them, and I'm putting myself down as a socialist because like my big like point to that was like I'm so far left that I make Rosie O'Donnell look like Ted Cruz, which I think is a funny bit.
Yeah.
They hated me.
Where? What city?
This is Wadsworth.
Wadsworth. Yeah.
Because all they heard was socialist, and they're like, "Fuck this guy."
Well, that's silly.
Yeah, they didn't listen to the words; they just heard the one trigger word and was like, "Fuck this dude." Mm-hmm. And so that joke bombed horrifically.
Yeah, that's bad on them. Bad on the crowd.
Yeah, but then at the end of the show, the guy was like, "You're in Wadsworth. Most of us voted for Trump." I was like, "Well, it's a good thing I said nice things about him then."
Right, but also your joke was like self-deprecating and meant to, bring the room together and be like, haha, look at me, I'm Rosie O'Donnell. Like,
Right.
Funny,
Like
It's definitely shouldn't be something that like a Republican couldn't like.
Yeah, I said
accept,
Trump's presidency as a socialist gives me hope.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a far left cuck boy, and I still think this is a great thing for America.
That's so funny. No, I mean, but yeah, people, political jokes can be really hard. And much like when I was a kid, I wanted nothing more than to write a political song. When I was like 17, I won't even tell you like the lyrics. They're
my God.
douchey. Just trying to like pretend that you're fluent enough in politics to like put it into music. Please,
Yeah,
like
at 15.
as a young man, like, because it's what you listen to. I don't know, like Cursive and Bright Eyes and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I just want to like riff and just do a political song instead of a love song. People will be like, yeah, but I'm just like thinking back to the things I attempted to like shoehorn into lyrics. Ugh, so douchey.
Well, that's the process of being an artist, I guess.
It really is, but
If you can look back and be like, ugh, then you know you've grown.
yeah. I don't think I ever really. Well, no, I did one like little like political song, but it was just lighthearted. It was about my dad coming to America from Hungary. Pretty hard to miss.
Is that the
Is there-
Yugoslavia song?
Yeah, wow.
I remember.
That's it.
I remember. I recorded that song.
Yeah, that was people, kids and buddies liked that song. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a good
rock.
song. Yeah, we all thought we were Dylan at one point or another.
Yeah, or at least wanted to like try. Well, you got to start somewhere, right?
Were you there at the party where
But
I was...
Dylan's kind of a douche too.
Yeah, were you there at the party where I got like super wasted and started like saying like, fuck Bob Dylan, I'm Jeremy fucking Demery?
Oh, sorry. No, but I agree. Me and my wife, Carolina, were huge fans of your Golden Ox project.
Oh, that's kind of
We
it.
like literally would talk about it like after like seeing you and be like, that needs to like go to the top of indie rock because it's kind of better than what we're being.
Well,
fed
brother,
on.
let me tell you, I found it recently.
Yeah.
I found it, and I found those recordings, and I listened to them, and guess what? They do not hold up.
Well,
They did not hold up well.
Well, I mean, you recorded them yourself,
That's true.
As a very young man. So
I mean, I'm not talking about the quality.
these guys
of
like,
the
what's the
recording.
guy, MJ Lenderman? He's pretty good. I was talking to Rollin and his wife, the Powers Rollin duo. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, that's MJ Lenderman's like really good. Because you see the guy and you're like, oh, he's so young and handsome. He's doing indie rock, please. And you listen to it, you're like, that's pretty dark.
Yeah, this kid's talented. This kid's got something. He's got moxie.
Yeah, he played that new venue in the Flats. I forget what it's called, the big venue.
Yeah, I don't know. I never remember what it's called, and I haven't been to it yet. Is it nice?
I haven't been there, but that's where MJ Lenderman
That's where he
played.
performed. Mm-hmm. Rollin performed with him.
No, Rollin opened up for Neil Young recently, though.
Really?
Or like it's either coming up. I was like chatting with him about it.
That's
but, like
awesome.
his like
Good for
super
him.
group he's in with like the Sonic Youth people.
Really?
seen that?
No.
Winged Wheel. I don't know if they want you to say Winged Wheel or Winged Wheel, but like it's like a guy from Sonic Youth and like all these other like musicians. And
Holy shit.
when he hooks up with those guys, like they do awesome stuff with Powers Rollin duo and just Rollin solo. But when he hooks up with that super group, they get like big festival shows,
Good for him. That's
he,
awesome.
Like opened up for freaking Neil Young, which is awesome.
He had to have been creaming his pants.
He told me he was like nervous. I was like, yeah, you'll be fine. You don't have to sing. If you're not singing and you're nervous for a show, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, you're going to be all right.
If you're like the singer,
Then again, I don't know. Because Neil Young, I think, might be able to forgive some bad vocals.
yeah.
But being a poor musician, I don't think he's going to give a shit.
I don't know. How is Neil with the musicianship? Is he really a virtuoso? Like, he's not like Elliott Smith, where you're like, damn, how'd you do that guitar? Like if you set out to like learn a Neil Young song, like you kind of can.
No, but I think there's a certain pompousness to it, like to his genius. You know what I mean? He has got a certain like. Neil Young was mostly attitude. Like for what he lacked in like certain skills, he made up for with like this attitude, and like he had some pretty clever ways of expressing guitar tone, and he was definitely like. He put a lot of time into his craft, even if it was, I guess, conventionally simple. But he was very like tight with it, if that makes sense. But I know he was a pretty big prick to those other guys, and Crosby, Steele, Nash, and Young.
Not to mention Leonard Skinner. He gave those guys hell.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. They had some beef.
Southern man.
Yeah. The softest beef of all time.
They're like, listen, just so I hope you remember. But
Yeah.
we don't need you around.
And then Litter Skitters has got this like big rock sound, like bam, 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 Southern rock. I don't really like Litter Skitters, so that's my.
No, I mean, there are some like bangers I remember from like being 12 and listening to classic rock, like Tuesdays Gone with the Wind, and you had like a crush.
That's
You had a
Skinner?
crush on like on a girl. You're like,
Yeah,
this reminds me of that girl. You know?
I do remember one song thinking it was kind of funny, which was like, "Give me 2 steps."
Give me two
Yeah,
steps.
give me 2 steps, miss.
Sleep-
Give me 2
sleeping
steps
with some
towards the
chick.
door. Yeah.
What a weird scenario. That's
No. Speaking of weird scenarios, you ever
weird
heard?
cuckold porn scenario.
This hasn't been talked about on the podcast, and I apologize to Brian Sternick for saying this on the podcast without him being here. But have you heard about, because he's the one who told me about this, Brian Sternick told me about how the song Dancing in the Moonlight, you know what that song's about?
Dancing in the moonlight. No, I guess I don't really know the context.
So the guy who wrote that song was on a date with a girl, and they had taken a ferry to this island, and he forgot his wallet on the ferry. So they were trying to get hotel rooms for the night, and nobody would give him a room, even though he was like this big celebrity. They're like, sorry, I can't, like without you having money to pay for it. And so the lady he was with was like, such a beautiful night. Why don't we just go sleep out on the beach, sleep underneath the stars and everything like that? So they decided to do that. And during that time, there was like a notorious gang that was there and saw those two on the beach being all like vulnerable and shit, beat the fuck out of him with baseball bats.
Oh my
like
God.
completely like caving in his head. They beat the hell out of him and nearly rape his girlfriend. And now that song is about how he wished the night went.
Oh, yeah, that's so sad.
Isn't that crazy?
Fuck.
You'll never hear that song the same ever again.
Yeah.
It seems like such a sweet, fun song. Like dancing in the moonlight,
Yeah.
everybody, blah, blah, blah. And it's like such a up-tempo, fun song about the fucking darkest shit you've ever heard.
Yeah, that is horrifying.
Isn't that wild?
Reminds me of some movie I saw, some horror movie, where like these kids like beat up these couple, like Michael Fassbender is in it. I forget what it's called, but like they like don't look like big kids, but like there's just like so many of them. They just end up like terrorizing this couple.
Holy
that's
shit.
Like, so scary.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to that guy.
Speaking of celebrity music stories, Carolina just told me, she's like, you should talk, like we were just like laughing last night watching like Bowie videos, because Carolina loves Bowie, and like Scary Monsters came on, and she reminded me that like when Bowie was on SNL sometime, like a long time ago, around when like Scary like Scary Monsters,
yeah.
Super Freaks, like when that song came out, Lorne Michaels for some reason like came out to Bowie before he was the musical guest on SNL, and he was like, I don't like that song, it scares me, and like do not play it. And Bowie was like, okay. And then like David Bowie like plays the song, and like Lorne Michaels is like, no, that scares me, Bowie, I hate that song. And Bowie was banned from like SNL, like,
I was gonna say, and then he
indefinitely.
didn't get banned. That's crazy.
He got banned. But it's just so weird that like Lorne Michaels like heard that song. He's like, oh, I'm so scared.
Did he get banned permanently?
I think at some point he probably came back, but like he
Yeah, I
was
was
banned for
gonna
like
say.
at least a decade for scaring Lorne Michaels with his spooky song about monsters.
That dude is.
Lorne
such
Michaels
a
is like,
weirdo.
monsters are weird.
Yeah,
They
but why
freak
now?
me out."
Why you gotta play it now, Bowie?
Oh, yeah, the whole.
I didn't know I had a good Lorne.
Doctor Evil is based on Lorne Michaels.
Yeah,
I
Lorne
think.
Michaels.
Yeah, it's the
I didn't
same
realize
voice.
I had a good Lorne Michaels impression.
Yeah, you do.
Thank God.
Go on.
Yeah,
Say something
thank
else.
God I'll never
say something else
actually
to
get-
Bowie
Yeah.
as Lorne Michaels.
Oh, Jesus, Bowie. Why don't you gotta play it now? I lost it.
No, you have the right like
The cadence.
you have
is
the
almost
right
there.
vibration going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there.
I'll never get SNL anyways for certain things I probably said on certain podcasts.
You know, Shane Gillis hosted twice now, so
That's true. It'd be good if I
do you
got.
like Shane?
I love Shane Gillis.
So funny.
He is so
He
funny.
He could read the fuck phone book and make you laugh your
Oh
ass
my
off.
god, dude! I never
It's just his
laughed
voice.
so hard watching somebody work on a new special as I had watching him work on it at Hilarities. Like this is like 2 weeks before he filmed that Austin, Texas, the one on YouTube. Before he filmed that special, it was like 2 weeks before.
Is that the one where he talks about like Republican dad, Republican mom?
Yeah. And
That
then
was
like
so funny.
being the basketball coach.
Yeah. Oh, for the Down syndrome
Yeah,
kids and the Hooters girls.
He's like, oh, I think they have one of them coaching now.
Nick, he's, I have Down syndrome family members. It nicked me.
He like
Funny guy. Good podcast too.
Yeah, he's a great dude. I've never gotten to meet him, but man, watching him work on that was so funny.
Yeah.
I never laughed so hard watching somebody work on new material. And he was recently on a podcast talking about the Austin comedy scene right now, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the pendulum swung back the other way when it came to podcasts." He's like, almost too much, I'd say.
I think there's like a New York Austin comedy war going on right now.
It's more like Austin, LA.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The New York
Comedy
guys
Store versus the mothership.
Yeah, the New York guys kind of tolerate it, where the LA guys seem very slighted by it because it's such a. I mean, New York, there's such a because of how they deal with their tourism, that tourists will go from all over the world, like even rural like areas or Midwest red states, like they go to New York, they vacation in New York, they'll go to comedy shows. So New York is a pretty good snapshot of like the melting pot that is, America in general, where LA is very liberal. And the people who go to LA are liberal. The people who go out to things in LA are liberal. So it's kind of like this
Different ecosystem for sure.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it's some sort of like fucked up like echo chamber of like, validating each other, which is never good for any comedy scene. Like,
or anything just on an intellectual basis.
I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah. Like it's such a shitty perspective if everyone's just agreeing with each other. And that's not even really the point of like, then why is anybody talking at that point? If we're all just going to stand here and agree with each other, then nothing's being said.
Well, LA just used to be like this big, like the stand-up scene was all like everyone just angling for a television show.
Yeah.
Everyone saw like Tim Allen get like Home Improvement way back in the 90s, and like, like you would go to the comedy, is that the Comedy Store out there? With Mitzi. The amount that Joe Rogan mentions Mitzi, I'm like, you didn't know that lady that much. Misty, isn't that?
Yeah, she.
Pauly Shore's mom.
Yeah.
Who ran the Comedy Store.
It was Mitzi. Yeah. Mitzi Shore. Yeah, she was like, I don't know. I think she had mixed feelings on Rogan too. Like from what I've heard, they had a very strained relationship.
Not a great stand-up.
No,
Fiscally successful podcaster, and sometimes I'll listen, depending on who the guest is, I'll listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm listening to Joe Rogan.
I saw like Dave Landau on there. Dave Landau was hilarious. Have you heard the Dave Landau stand-up?
Yes, yeah. Dave Landau is very funny.
Like a Michigan guy. He's very funny.
Yeah, he's very funny. I feel like I was at a show where he was at recently.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm making.
I've never seen him. I don't go see stand up live very much, but
yeah,
on a whim, just like I had a set or like a night off from the baby, and I was like, "What do I do?" And I like looked at events, and I went to go see Sam Hyde at Hilarities. It was like hair whiteningly offensive, but like, goddamn, my stomach hurt from laughing. It was so funny.
Sam Hyde.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of him.
He had like a show on Comedy Central called World Peace. It was like a skit show. He's but yeah, it was like it was like the big room at Hilarities, like pretty much sold out at least.
Good for him. That's awesome.
But so offensive. But Tim Heidecker, I think, got him like kicked off of Comedy Central because Comedy Central was like, "Oh, this guy's great," and he was just like, "Have you seen this guy's internet videos?" Like, just very offensive individual.
Kind of like what happened with Ari Shafir, but like different.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, Ari Shafir's like Amazing Racist show was like so offensive, but still really funny.
So funny.
It's really funny. I like that Jew special he did on.
Yeah.
He's a Jewish man, just FYI.
Yeah, just so you're aware.
He's the most Jewish man.
I was there the night he was filming that. That special?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did it in the basement of
with all the candles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it in the basement of the comedy, the store in New York.
You were in New York? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you go there often?
When I can, yeah.
I always think, like, musicians always want to be, stand-ups, but not that I'm a professional musician, stretch of the imagination either. But, I'm always just like, if I was doing stand-up in Cleveland, I wouldn't pay rent in New York. I'd just take a Greyhound there and, do a night and see who would take me. Do you guys do piss breaks on this show?
Piss breaks? Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Do we reconvene?
Yeah.
All right.
Spent on this podcast not really talking about the guest's life. Just talking about like pop culture shit.
Yeah,
it's been a great conversation though. So
yeah.
I'm all for like
I'm a conversationalist. My wife thinks I'm way too much of a conversationalist, so it's nice to have someone that appreciates.
Yeah, you need it for this.
She's like, I talk to people all day at my job. I don't want to hear. Don't want to hear it, Joe.
That's true. You're a hairstylist, so
yeah. Bartending, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, I'm watching a movie. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Where are you bartending at these days?
Oh no, I just do construction completely alone now. So when I get home, I'm just like, guess what I heard? Blah blah blah. And she's just like, enough.
You got all the news.
Yeah. I was like hearing like Elliott Smith used to like scrape. Like, I don't know, he would always just end up talking about, like, scraping the ceiling. Like, he was, like, working, like, construction on a warehouse. So it was just, like, chipping away all day. And he was like, oh, it's so good to have, like, time away from everything. Because then when it's time to reconvene, like, you are more passionate about it. I mean, it's very true. Like, when you're just, like, landscaping or doing construction all day, when it is time to engage with art or conversation, you're just, like, you have so much more zeal for it,
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Because, like, I don't know. This is all I do now for a living.
Yeah.
Is I talk. And so...
This pays everything? That's great.
Yeah, between this and the stand-up comedy or whatever. And like...
Yeah. You host a ton.
What?
You host a ton.
Yeah.
That's
and it's so funny because, like, you spend so much of your time alone. And then finally, once you're like, oh, it's showtime. You can't wait to get there. Like, you can't wait to talk. Mm-hmm. It's such a, because like when I was working a day job on top of like doing all this shit, like it was killing me. I was miserable. So once you finally get a point to like where you just kind of spend most of your afternoons or you're like, I'm just alone with my dog. And then finally I get to go out and do stand up and I just want to talk.
Poking your dog, you're like, what do you think about politics, dog?
Yeah. What do you think about this whole Charlie Kirk thing going on here? He doesn't give a shit. So
horrifying. Just like being on, like ever since I think I was like already playing music when I heard about like Dimebag Darrell and like Pantera. Like some guy just like hopped up and like shot him to like
Can you
get
imagine how fucking bloody that must have been? Considering
Dimebag?
Considering how bloody that Charlie Kirk thing was from 200 yards away. Yeah.
Dude, all these people like, I love dark jokes. I'm just like, nah, personally not for me.
The thing that's sad about it is that they're gonna
and like such a milquetoast figure, honestly. It's not David Duke. It's Charlie Kirk.
I know.
It's like Barney the dinosaur of conservatives. Like, please, you needed him to die. Like,
yeah.
No, you didn't. His whole thing was like, let's ask each other questions. Like that alone, I don't think Hitler had a thing where he was like, "Would you like to tell me what you think?" Now? Like, I'm not sure that was what was going on in the Third Reich.
I don't see
like,
Hitler.
Oh, everyone be quiet. Let him make his point. Like, I don't think that really happened.
No, I don't see Hitler trying to take questions from the audience.
Yeah, no.
What do you think about this?
But these people are like, "Yeah, it needed to happen." I'm like, nah.
No, I mean,
there's always going to be a church guy who's conservative. And if you can't deal with that without murdering him or rejoicing in such, you probably need to be in jail.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and it's not like the shooters, like, obviously, like, it's a person that was so crazy that decided to take someone's life. So thinking of their mental state is worthless. But the people celebrating it,
right, you're the one who's not lost.
You don't need to have a take. Like all these people are so lost in social media. They're like, everyone needs to know my take. It's like, no, you're not a news source.
Man,
you could just shut the fuck up.
I had so much material written for that on last night when I went down to Columbus, and I did like 4 shows, and every comic before me had like the shittiest bit about it.
Ice cold takes.
Yeah.
Not hot takes.
Not hot.
Ice cold.
It was the fucking worst, dude. It was so bad.
It's been rough out there. And it's always like the people on like my face, like, because Facebook is like where the action is at. If you want ice cold takes from like Gen Xers, and like Gen Xers have the worst takes about Gen X liberals
and millennials. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
We just kind of glob onto what Gen Z's doing. We're like, yeah, we agree with them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Even though
I don't like to see a cup of blood fall out of someone's neck. That's disgusting.
Brutal.
Come on, what are we doing?
That shit was brutal. But my bit about it was, because I didn't get to do this last night, so I'm just blurt it out on this podcast because there's no one here to like say a bunch of shit.
Here we go, brought to you by Mufflers for Less.
Yeah, they're really gonna appreciate that. That's so funny. My bit about it was like, oh, the thing that's gonna suck most is they're gonna give his tour away to an immigrant. Elon Musk.
Dinesh D'Souza.
Yeah.
Could be anybody.
That immigrant. And then like I had this whole bit about how my brother and I were supposed to go for Halloween as Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump Jr. But he's like,
he was going to be Charlie Kirk and
and I was going to be Donald Trump Jr. with like Fun Dip all over my nose and like, you know what I mean?
He's definitely.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's
I was gonna put it all over my nose.
That guy loves he loves a nose beer.
Yes, right. That's right. And so he was like, "Well, I can't do it now that he's dead." And I was like, "No, you can still do it. I'll just throw candy at you from the roof from your neighbor's house." That never happened though. That's a completely fabricated story. None of that actually took place.
But just like a 1960s like style assassination is so jarring to see for like HD. So disturbing.
It's been wild watching the replays from like several different angles, bullet trajectories and shit like that. From like, because even like the 2 attempts on Trump's life. You watch any of that shit? It's like fucking crazy.
Well, it was really sad. I heard it kind of like in real time. I was like listening to NPR and there were like shots fired. He's been taken off the stage. And it was kind of like sad almost because they were like, after what happened to Trump, you're like, but he's going to be okay. But like in real life, like no, if like someone shoots you with a rifle on stage, you're probably going to die. But like the Trump thing kind of gave you like this sort of like expectation that like, oh, but then he'll come back and
apparently
say spicy stuff, But like, no, he's just got killed by a gun. It's terrible.
Yeah, apparently the guy used the wrong rifle. If there's anything we learned from that Trump assassination,
the Crooks guy.
Yeah.
No information about that guy. Just a grease stain on a roof. From the first Trump assassination. The second one is in trial now. But that was nuts.
I think that Well, I don't know.
The news coverage of that was like nuts because like my dad called me. He's like, Trump got shot. I was like, no way. And like ABC took so long to like confirm it. I was like listening because they broke. I had been listening to like the baseball game and ABC News broke in, and they were like, he's ABC ABC News was like, we got some fireworks going on here, scared a couple folks. We're good though. Like they would not go with it. A couple news sources were like, yeah, it happened. And ABC News, literally before my very ears listening, confirmed that the shooter was dead before they ever confirmed that there were shots fired.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
guys, it happened. Like, I know it's not ideal.
Yeah, they don't just shoot somebody like that.
They're like, the shooter has been killed. And they're like, can you confirm the shot fired at this point? Crazy.
Yeah.
This is bad
I was
stuff.
in Rochester, and I forget what I said about it. I had like a bit about it almost. That was the nice thing. I was in Rochester doing a comedy show, and we were in the green room, and one guy just came running in and turned the TV on, and it was like right when they were confirming whether or not there was like actually shots fired, and like so watching the replay of it, and then like having to go on stage 10 minutes later, I got fortunate.
Even like this week, because I was supposed to come on here on like Monday or something. Like when that happened, I was just like, we all watched this snuff film this week. You're not right after seeing a freaking. I mean, although apparently these days it just comes on your feed. But I was curious to see, it's again with the Trump thing. You're like, shot fired. I'm in real time. I just heard the news. So you go and watch. You're like, did he get hit bad? And you watch and you're like, yeah, he got murdered for sure.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that amount of blood being lost.
Immediately, like the second heart pump happens and double, Ugh. Sickening.
Yeah, it was brutal. But, all right.
Welcome to Deathcast.
Yeah, welcome to Deathcast.
Brought to you by Don's Lighthouse and Mufflers for Less.
Mufflers for Less. 20%. Use promo code not weird.
Is your exhaust leaking? Well, we can fix that.
We can fix it. 20% off appetizers using promo code not weird.
Not weird. Homeschooled and also weird. Death obsessed.
So you were homeschooled. What years were you homeschooled entirely throughout your education?
Whole time.
You're a Gold Star homeschool kid?
Gold Star. Gold Star is what they call like a family that loses a like soldier at war. Like the surviving family is called like a Gold Star family.
Yeah, it only applies to two things. To
lesbians.
Me, yeah, homeschoolers and lesbians.
So I saw like like there was like a political rally and they're like, welcome this Gold Star family, and I was like, wow, a whole family that's never had sex with a man. That's what you don't see that.
That's really funny.
Gold.
Yeah, how rare. How were the kids with surrogates? Maybe I don't know how that works. So how many did your mom or your dad homeschool all of your siblings? All of them?
Yeah, it's like my mom. My dad's like, extremely intelligent man, but he's from Hungary. So like his, linguistics have always been, like it's tough. But yeah, my mom did it. I have 7 sisters, 2 older than me and then 5 younger than me. And my mom was doing it hardcore all the way through. And then, I'd like to say I did some lobbying early in my high school days that benefited my little sisters. That they were like, yeah, you can go to,
Public school
for high school, Also, they had moved from like Lakewood to North Olmsted to Avon so they were in Avon. So of course you can go to the school there. You're not gonna get in any trouble in Avon,
So you grew up in Lakewood and then moved to
Avon or no Lakewood until I was like 10, and this is in Northeast Ohio, close to Cleveland. Lakewood like borders Cleveland, and then a little bit further into suburbia with North Olmsted, but North Olmsted and Westlake is like pill capital. Like
Yeah.
those kids, those high school kids love pills. Supposed to be dropping dead. So like my parents were like scared by that. And then when I was graduating my high school, I graduated with my GED when I was like 16. But like when my younger sisters were like ready to go to school, they were in like Avon, which is like the coziest little
Yeah.
suburb. It's like so far away. It's like half an hour away from the
Yeah,
city.
no one's drinking a cough syrup just to try and trip.
Yeah, yeah. Fifey would do that.
Fivey would? I
He was
believe
like,
it.
he was like robo tripping is the best. He's like have a cigarette with a robo trip.
That's amazing.
Fifey's awesome.
Good old Fifey Feisbelski.
He texts me from time to time. He's hilarious.
I haven't talked to him in years.
He's back in Chicago. He like moved to Florida for a spell. Or no, he's not back in Chicago because he just went. He was in Chicago. He was like Florida, Chicago, and then someone like hired him for a fancy restaurant job in Madison, Wisconsin. So
Oh,
he was in
nice.
Madison, Wisconsin. Good guy.
Yeah, sweet man. I haven't talked to him in a long time though. Yeah, I don't even think. I think actually the last time I think I talked to him was right around when Ryan passed. So
Yeah, you reached out when that happened. That was crazy.
because it wasn't much longer after he got married. I don't think, right?
Well, no, it was a couple of years. It was
Oh.
like Ryan died like post pandemic. That's probably like why. I think you saw a lot of people with substance problems kind of go downhill when they were removed from their communities they were used to. Kind of just isolate, being like, oh, nothing to do all day. Have a drink. Why not?
Right.
10 a.m. So.
Yeah.
So like that kind of fucked everything up.
Yeah, and it's like right when things started opening up again, and he had met up with some people, I think, and then he got pulled over. They found pills. They found, obviously he was drunk, and they took him into custody, and that's when things get a little unclear what happened after that.
I'm worried, I always wondered like what was going on, but have you ever like been on a crazy bender where like
Hell yeah.
you were like where you were
That's
like
the worst attitude to have during this conversation.
Right. Well,
Hell
you've been
yeah.
on that bender where you're like I'm planning on like the drinks and whatever else I'm using to like get on through comfortably. And I wonder if that delay in that plan of being detained for 4 hours or whatever really kind of triggered a actual medical event.
Yeah, it seems to
'Cause
me.
if you're like I'm chasing the dragon, I'm gonna need to have more and more beers to like go to sleep later, and someone's like, oh, there's actually a 4 hour break where you're like legally like not allowed to do any of that, and just kind of like send a system into a
Well, he
spiral
always
because of the bender.
He always had heart issues, and I think it was probably more of what happened that he went into. I think he had like more of a, not a heart attack, but cardiac. He went into cardiac arrest. At least from what I heard, what
Out
happened.
of like after custody, right? Not in custody.
No, in custody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I
'Cause
thought,
he
I
wasn't-
thought he got like released, and then it happened, but I could be wrong.
I thought it was no. I think he was while he was in police custody. I'm like almost certain of it. Like, yeah. And when he was in police custody, he kept asking for his heart medication, but they didn't know because he didn't really have.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
because he just had
Sounds
pills
like,
on it.
Sounds like a lawsuit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but his parents like they're so pro cop, I guess, that they don't feel like the need to press charges. They don't even really acknowledge that it happened. Like, the whole thing got weird quickly. So my dad, I said, my dad still talks to Ryan's dad here and there, but he has like never mentions either of his kids. So,
Because Ryan had a brother too, right?
Matt, yeah.
I don't think I actually met Bat. But no, I had some great times with Ryan. He was in St. Ohio with me, with Joe Willis and Justin Whipke, and really like to be honest, I underestimated him because like he met the other members of my band at like Dave and Buster's for like Fifey's birthday or something. And my bassist was, or my guitarist was immediately like, "This guy's in the band. He's hilarious. I love this guy." I was like, "Okay,"
Yeah. See how
because
this
I
goes.
knew him from before.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he was like kind of like not to be mean, but like before Poor Sailor, he had some like whack musical endeavors that I was like, I don't know, but like really like he put a lot into that band and that little EP we had, and his like keyboard and like his like ambient noises that ended up on that record. I was like really, really
Yeah,
some great stuff.
his musicianship when it came to like after Poor Sailor, I think was some of the best.
You were
work
in
he's
Poor
ever-
Sailor, right?
Yeah, but after Poor Sailor, that was some of the best shit he's ever done.
Yeah, yeah.
He was in a couple different bands during that time.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
He was putting out some cool shit. And had like this really fucking wacky setup that he had, but it sounded amazing.
Like if you're looking at him, be like, you need another chord. You need a guitar chord, right?
Right.
It's broken, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for a guy who can't
looks
seem to
broken.
find anything ever,
He had like 9 things.
yeah, quite an elaborate setup.
But yeah, crazy.
Yeah, he was an interesting gentleman,
But he, he poetically understood what was going on.
I think that I don't ever feel bad about making jokes at his expense because I think he would.
I made him
appreciate
to
it.
his face. I was like,
Yeah,
look, you're drinking a lethal amount of alcohol right now. And he was like,
yeah.
so I guess he didn't care either way.
Live fast, die young, man. That's it. You and I have always been a part of this, like, I guess, counterculture of the Cleveland scene for the most part. So, like, when your whole life is predicated around substance and living quickly, you tend to lose people just as quickly. That's just kind of the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but
But like with St. Ohio, you got Ryan. You also have like Joe, and like I'm like, this isn't Motorhead. This is like light indie rock. Like you don't have to drink yourself. You don't have to do these things. Like, and they're like, no man, St. Ohio.
yeah, we
Like
got
this is the dorkiest indie band possible. And they're like, no, we're gonna go.
we're gonna live this rock star lifestyle.
All right. I'll sing my
I always
sad song about my ex-girlfriend for the 90th time. Okay.
here's that another sad song from Joe Penzvalto.
And they're like, this rocks so hard, I need to do speed. You really don't. You could probably have a cup of coffee and or a nice tea. And,
Yeah, maybe wear a sweater once in a while.
yeah.
Yeah, it really was like. I mean, a lot of the bands that we were in, this is like pre me being in All Dinosaurs, but a lot of the bands before All Dinosaurs was like a lot of like indie rock, sad, slow stuff, and or acoustic. It's baffling to me that All Dinosaurs even asked me to like come and play with them, let alone join their band. I was doing acoustic folk music before joining that band, and we
But
were
you're
like,
a
this, like,
proficient musician. You can play the bass.
and thank you. That's kind of you to say. But my thing was they were very good musicians, which made me a better musician. I was surrounded by very, very good music.
Joe Willis holding together your rhythm section for you is not usually that bad. And to be honest with you, musically, no matter how fucked up Joe Willis got, always an amazing drummer.
Yeah, he was inconsistent, but still an amazingly talented drummer.
Yeah. Well, for what I was doing.
Creatively, he was insanely good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
But sometimes because of the drinking and the substances, he could be a little bit all over the map when it came to tempo. But
Yeah. I never cared because I'm that way too.
yeah, where like with us, like if you're going too fast, there's a strong chance this whole fucking song flies off the rails. So because like the parts were so
Not like me, like, oh, I'll be on this chord for 30 seconds and then switch. It's
we're
easy.
like all over the place. But I was on coke a lot of the time, so I was fine with it. I was on coke more often than I think people
I'm
really
sad I
realize.
never tried Coke.
You're sad you never did it?
Never tried it.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't. Well, now is definitely not the time. Both because of how Coke, yeah. Well, Coke has fentanyl in it now, so that's like
I
a
know,
no
that's the
go.
thing, yeah.
Such a bummer.
But I hear it's just speed that they're trying to pass off as Coke, so they add the fentanyl. Because speed is cheaper than actual cocaine.
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
add the fentanyl. Because if you give a cocaine guy like speed, he'll be like, "This is speed." But if you add the fentanyl, he'll be like, "I don't know. I guess it's Coke." You know?
Yeah, the burn
Yeah.
is a little bit more harsh, and like it does have more of the effect of like it being just regular cocaine, where like yeah, back in the day they just like cut it with all kinds of like I think it was like some sort of like a like a baby powder
Yeah.
they would use to cut it with, and like it was fine. And, like that was the scariest thing you was gonna get cut with then. Now it's like you're gonna get fentanyl in it. It's not even fucking worth it. Let alone the fact that now you're like a dad.
Yeah, no, it's too late.
Yeah. I think that ship sailed, buddy.
I took Carolina to see Beyonce in like Detroit while she was pregnant, and her friend was like who was going to the show with her, and I was just like hanging out with the husband, and she was just like, "Oh, remember cocaine?" I was just like, "I've never done cocaine." She was like, "Never? What?" I
Never
was like,
once?
"See, now I feel like I should have done it, but the ship has sailed."
Not unless you want
So
to
I'll just do
spend
raw fentanyl.
yeah, not unless you want to spend a whole evening talking about literally nothing in great detail.
New business ideas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you'd start up like maybe 3 bands and 2 businesses, then sure, go for it. But I think you kind of, I don't think you missed out on much.
The first time you did cocaine, it was just like a line, like a snort, little snort.
My first time?
Yeah.
No, my first time I did like probably like 4 or 5 bumps because it didn't really do anything at first, and then I had to do more of it. So I was also with Dave Maves.
Oh yeah, Dave
It was the first time I ever did cocaine. Was at Now That's Class with Dave Maves.
Yeah.
And him and I partied all night until the next morning. I think it was no, it was a couple weeks later. It was my birthday, and we did coke all night that night too. And then like I was like shirtless in my front yard with a bottle because we drank everything, but the only thing that was left was grape pucker.
You know, you did it right, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's the only thing left in the house booze wise. So there's like me just shouting at traffic with a bottle of grape pucker in my hand.
It's sour.
Like
Louis C.K. with the blow gesture.
yeah. I was like, you fucking scabs, fucking sheeple or whatever the fuck. All high in cocaine and sweaty, yelling at traffic. Now I'm the guy in the car. I feel like, what the fuck's this guy's problem? Oh boy,
Too much
cocaine for that fella.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I've just beer and weed, pretty much the only thing. Oh, I did try shrooms at a bar like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was fine. I don't think I took enough, to be honest with you. I'll take some more.
Yeah,
It was like a chew. Yeah, I was chewing them up.
it was
but
like a
it was-
chew,
It wasn't like nothing. It didn't like swallow like a tiny bit. It was like, I don't know.
like a cap and a stem sort of deal.
Yeah, a cap and
Oh,
a
okay.
stem.
Yeah, you probably got a pretty good body buzz.
Yeah,
About
felt pretty
it.
good. But I was already like kind of buzzed on booze anyway. So
Were you giggly?
yeah, I guess I had a good time.
Yeah. It's probably usually like when you get that like little body buzz going and like, a little giggliness. That's the stuff right there. That's where the magic is.
My buddy in my band now like swears by like microdosing shrooms, just like taking it, like not getting high, just being like, this is a good thing.
Yeah, I've been taking a capsule every other day for like the last like 2 months now. It's helped, I think.
What are you trying to remedy?
I mean, the same stuff we all try and remedy, which is like, anxiety and depression. Yeah. But I also
Do you take any actual things for anxiety?
Yeah,
From the doctor?
I take Lexapro for the
Same.
anxiety,
Yeah,
and
me
then I
too.
take Wellbutrin for the saddies.
My wife takes Wellbutrin, but I take just Lexapro because honestly, like, I'm like too optimistic. I think that's like my problem. Like nothing like is like I don't think of anything as like a pressing issue. It's like way too late because I'm too optimistic. I'm like, oh, it'll all work itself out.
It'll be fine.
But
I just
the
scaled
anxiety,
it back.
though, like the irrational anxiety, Lexapros really help with that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just like that impending like feeling of doom. I'm on a very low dose of it, but I think it's nice.
I just scaled mine from 20 to 10 again. I think
I'm on 10.
I think I'm going to slowly wean myself off of it.
Do you think it has any negative consequences?
No, I just use it to get through. Like
I've heard it had some sexual consequences, but not a problem here, ladies.
He's married, so the Lexapro's not the problem.
No, my wife wishes I would be less horny for sure. She's like, get the hell off of me, you disgusting
I'm happy
freak.
now. Sorry, sex isn't happening tonight because I'm happy now. That has been a little bit of an issue, like the sex part, but it's only if I'm not like emotionally attached to the person.
Well, that sounds healthy. Sounds
then
like
I don't.
You're screening out randos.
Right.
Naturally.
But it
good.
also, my therapist is like, well, that's probably why a lot of them end up leaving you because you have sex with them too soon. You don't have an emotional attachment to them. And then they end up leaving you because you don't finish, essentially. And it makes them feel
when
insecure.
I first, with the boner, bought you by Don's Lighthouse.
Yeah, Don's Lighthouse.
But
you got boner issues. Check out their oysters.
no, the first time I tried Lexapro, like the first 2 weeks, I tried to I had sex, no problem with the boner, but I just couldn't come. I was like, that's nuts. And I was gonna be throw these pills in the trash, but then a couple days later, I got it leveled out. But it was just the beginning of it, I guess, for me.
Really, it leveled out.
Yeah,
Nice.
but that was just with 10 milligram, and I stuck with it. But that's a really annoying feeling. You're finally get to do what I've my whole my whole zest for life,
the longevity
is going towards getting to have sex, which is the fun part of life. And then you're like, I can't come. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel even more anxious.
Now I understand what NA beer is all about.
Yeah.
That was I don't know. My therapist thinks that the reason why is that because I don't have any emotional attachment to these women, and because of that I won't end up finishing. And I mean, the girl I'm seeing now really hasn't been an issue, but time to tell.
She starts acting a little annoying. Maybe you won't come anymore.
Yeah. Hold that back.
I guess you aren't interesting to me anymore.
Yeah. Well, I guess you don't want me to come this evening.
Enough about come.
Yeah.
Bought to you by Mufflers for less.
The Wellbutrin never gave me an issue. I never had an issue with Wellbutrin. I think it almost was happening too quickly.
Wellbutrin is speedy, but not in the Coke sense where you get Coke dick.
Yeah.
I think Wellbutrin is supposed to make you more horny.
Well, I'm on Adderall too, so there's a lot of chemicals going on here to make a very barely functioning human being.
When you go on an airplane, do you feel like you need more than Lexapro? Do you like airplanes?
I love airplanes.
You're just chill about it?
Yeah.
I hate airplanes.
As soon as those engines whirl up, I'm out. I don't know what it is about that sound.
I do kind of fall asleep sooner than I think I would, for sure. I think they release some sort of gas into the air that makes people docile.
Maybe. I hope.
This is a conspiracy there.
It's working for me. I'm out. I'm out cold. You'll hear as soon as I hear that, I'm a goner. I'm out cold.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe because I flew as a baby, so maybe that's it. It triggers that.
So are your parents first generation? Have they been here for a long time? Because you have Lebanese.
My
blood.
mom.
You have Lebanese blood in there.
My mom is technically first generation Lebanese, But my dad's been here the entire time. He's Native American, so he's like thousandths of
Like,
generations of American.
Fully Native American?
Yeah, 100%
Really?
Native, yeah.
That is wild. That's a
Yeah,
huge
they
percent.
both tan very well.
We had this friend who was extremely sweet and like, still a great girl. But she had like a dream catcher like tattooed on her neck, and we're like, what's that about? She's like, oh, I'm like Native American as heck. Like my dad, like, like left, but like he's like so Native American. We're like, that's so cool. She's like, yeah, I'm really like attached to that thing. And like this like isn't a prank. We like totally believed her. But like on her birthday, we're like, we got you a 23andMe. And she's like, that's awesome. Like everyone's like fully like on board. And it was just
Everyone was like, yes.
no, you're from like West.
Yes.
You're from West Virginia and
Yeah.
Spain, and you're not Native American.
Can't wait for this smug bitch to get fucking owned.
We weren't fucking with her. We were just like, well, she doesn't know who her dad was that well, and she wants to know more about her history.
Sure.
Elizabeth Warren style. Pocahontas, everyone.
Yeah, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
I'd probably asked her out at one point. She's like, ew. Never.
But yeah, like Sony, whenever I meet Sony's Native American, I'm like, you verified that. Because
I'm a card carrying. I should show you the card.
I've been through this before.
Yeah. I got
Not
the
that
proof.
I want to.
I got the proof right here, my friend. I am a card carrying native.
Wow. Did you get any, does your tribe have any casino affiliations?
We do have a casino.
Do you get any
but-
checks?
My dad gets a check quarterly for $12
$12
per quarter.
Wow, you got to start rigging those slot machines. or
Yeah, it's
something.
$48
That
a year,
roulette.
brother.
Gotta grease up that roulette wheel.
Yeah.
Get
Well,
the
he
house-
doesn't live on the reservation, so it's like that's why I have like on my ID it says like 1/4, but that just means like I've never lived on the reservation, but I'm more than 50%. So it's like they have like a whole breakdown of why you get certain degrees.
Yeah, I know.
So
Did you ever watch Strangers with Candy with Amy Sedaris?
yes, yeah, I love that show.
Did you see the one where she like finds out she's full Native American?
I think I remember that episode.
It's hair whiteningly offensive. She like finds out in school from like Stephen Colbert is like
She's like 1/10 or something.
she's like no, she's like half Native American. She's like Native American. Well, I do love booze and gambling.
That's amazing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this? Because we just started like watching like Strangers with Candy. So I just saw this the other day for the first time. I was like, what the fuck?
My
That's
favorite
nuts.
line in King of the Hill was with John Redcorn, where he's like, he's in the car with one of the guy who's like, he's cheating, he's banging his wife or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
hey, did your family? Yeah. He's like, did your family celebrate Thanksgiving, John Redcorn? He goes, we did once. That's my favorite line of the whole show.
So good.
That guy was played by an actual Native American too.
Yeah, I mean, the two different actors did it, I guess. One was just like murdered randomly, which was so scary. Right? Or no, his partner he was murdered, yeah.
Yeah, he was murdered.
By like some weird neighbor dispute. That was crazy. Oh, but the other part of that Amy Sedaris episode was like Will Ferrell's on it, and like he like runs this like camp to like reconnect Native American kids to like their ancestry. And like Amy Sedaris' character is like walking away, like smoking a cig or whatever, and he's like, "What are you doing, bud? You got to get on the warpath to the powwow." This is nuts.
That's
The
amazing.
most racist shit on that
Oh,
episode.
it's so good.
And then her mother appears to her like as an apparition, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I sold you for a pitcher of beer." Holy shit!
That's so good.
that
Yeah, I'll
show.
have to
That
watch that
show
episode
is
now.
like so insane.
That show is so good. It's and the cast, like before they all became very like, I guess, tycoons of the industry.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you like David Sedaris? You ever read his stuff or
I
listen to him
know,
on,
I know,
on NPR? It's Amy Sedaris' brother. He's
right.
very NPR friendly, like
He was the
quippy guy.
he was the producer too for the show with Stephen Colbert, Late Show.
Oh, like the CBS one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yeah, he was the
really?
producer. Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah, great family.
yeah. They're very funny. They're both weirdos. Like but in the
Yeah.
best way. I mean that in the
Yeah.
most best way possible.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So okay, you were. I gotta get back to like your life.
My life. It's been a while. It's been a while.
So now, how did you meet? How did you meet your wife?
I met her in my first apartment I had with my buddy Elena, who is a nice lesbian lady, tattoo artist, and
Nice.
we just like met each other at
Gold
like,
Star.
yeah, she was a gold star. Yeah, I think. No, I think I remember her one time being like, "I'm not a trauma lesbian, but I did have sex with a guy." No, so yeah, I think she had sex with a guy in high school. But
Weak.
after that, she was like, "Yeah, no thanks, enough.
Yeah.
It's black hair and bangs for me from here on out." And so my wife was like friends with her, and they would like go to like Akron to like dance at like Thursdays and stuff like that. And I remember I was like in my dining room with my girlfriend at the time, and like Carolina walked by and like looked at me and was like, "Hi," and like to my girlfriend was like, "Hi," and my girlfriend was like, "I don't think I like that girl very much." And I was like, "Really?" Because that's the hottest thing I've ever seen. Just in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" Because
That would have
she's
been
hot.
pretty funny if you said it to a man, though.
Yeah, she would have been pissed.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, then everyone used to just go like I broke up with that girlfriend a couple months later, and everyone used to go to like Pirates Cove above Peabody's to go to 80s night, you know. And I just asked her to dance with me, and she thought that was like old school, and made out, and haven't really spent too much time apart ever since. You know?
That's beautiful.
When I was 19, I was a teenager. I'm 40 years old now.
You guys
So
have
I
been
met
together
her.
for 21 years.
Yeah. Well, 20 years, but in 20 years in April, so in another April it'll be 21. Yeah.
Wow.
Just because where the birthdays line up. And we've been married since 2016, so 9 years.
9 years. That's crazy.
Waited a while, put a ring on it there.
That
My-
and like
my
put
bad.
a
My bad.
Yeah, no one can accuse you of making an anchor baby.
Yeah, Carolina's from Chile.
Yeah.
We're just like, we need to get you legal. Trump's in. We got to do it. No, baby was born under Biden.
She had dual citizenship
Baby
by
was born
then.
under Biden. Well, it's not. But no, yeah. I mean, we just were like along the way. We're like, well, we've been having so much fun. Let's get married, have a big party with all our friends. But we weren't like, let's get married because we're immediately gonna have a baby. Because we were
I didn't think you guys were ever gonna have a baby.
working in bands, having
Yeah.
fun, going to Chile all the time. I've been to Chile like what 7 times, and it takes a lot of financial and emotional energy to like get that stuff done. But eventually, we're like, well, if we're ever gonna have a baby, can't have a
Yeah.
baby when you're like 55.
You're right.
So.
The window's closing quickly.
And he's been nothing but a affirmation of fun choice.
Yeah, it's
to make.
funny how like some of my friends have had, well, I guess like kids later in life.
I mean, and you're lucky. There's a risk you run into complications.
Sure.
Not to
sure.
say we didn't run into any, but it's interesting.
Because like
I mean, because for my 99% of my life, I was like, kids, what am I doing? But now I'm like, every day I'm like, where's that sweet baby?
oh, that's cute.
Having a good time.
Yeah, I had a vasectomy done like a couple of years ago, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago now. And I thought with like everybody worried about their like reproductive rights, like that was going to be a pretty good investment, but nope.
What do you mean? Like you tell people about the vasectomy and they're less than thrilled, or you don't? What
It
do you mean by
depends
that?
on the person, really, but I guess in all seriousness, it depends on the girl. Like one lady was like, "Would you reverse it for me if I ever wanted you to reverse it?" And I
How
said,
old was she?
she was like 40 something. So it was like,
You mean the next time you're born? I'm just,
yeah.
just kidding.
And I was like, she was like, "Would you reverse it for me?" And I was like, "Absolutely not."
No.
Plus, we'd only been hanging out for like 2 weeks at that point.
Yeah,
Asked that
that is
question.
pretty nuts. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Like I actually think that was a good boundary for you to encounter.
That lady was a real nutter.
Before you like poked a hole in a condom. She probably had already poked holes in condoms and was like, "What's going on?
Why isn't it happening?" Yeah. Yeah, because I'll still wear a condom if I'm not like 100% exclusive with that person.
Right, yeah.
So
You don't want to get the clap or anything.
I just had an STD test done recently. A-okay, brother.
Brought to you by Don's Lighthouse.
Yeah, brought to you by Don's Lighthouse. The
Feast.
yeah, the oysters are not as sensual as you think they would be.
What are those clams that come out of the sand that look like dicks, you know?
Oh,
You seen those?
yeah. What are the? I think they're just called penis fish.
Yeah, penis fish.
Something like that.
Sounds right.
It sounds right to me.
That's what they look like.
uh,
They serve those at Don's Lighthouse.
served at Don. This meal is brought to you by. You guys, you guys were living in Cleveland Heights now with the kid. Are you plan on doing homeschooling yourself at all, or?
No, I was actually going to ask you, just like time wise, money wise, we're still very much a working.
I don't plan on educating
have
your child.
We don't have any. Well, no, not you personally. But I was going to ask when I thought this was like a homeschools only podcast. I was wondering if anyone that was homeschooled was like having other kids and whether or not they were going to homeschool their kids.
My sister has 5 boys and she doesn't homeschool them.
No.
But they go to like a private Christian school.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're those types.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's a private would be ideal. I don't know. There's a lot of fights in Cleveland Heights. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The high school and stuff
I
like
can
that.
only imagine that kid's as pale as you are.
No, I mean, the Kelsey brothers are from there. He's going to be playing football. He's going to be...
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I wasn't really skinny and nerdy in high school ages.
No, you were good.
I was a big football guy, like
Yeah.
I am now. Yeah, now I'm at like football weight, but honestly, back then,
You seem like you've actually like bulked up. Like,
Well, what's happened is I was lazy for a minute after like COVID, basically, and got a little bit of chub going on, and then to alleviate that, I like did some exercises, and now I look like I'm some sort of exercise guy.
you
But,
look like an MLB player.
oh,
I was like, look at Pete Rose who showed up here.
I gamble. I do gamble on baseball, so there's that.
Who doesn't?
But no, yeah, it's like a result. You end up looking like a jock if you're lazy for like 5 years and then work out for a month. You're like, oh, look at this jock over here.
Yeah, look at this
No,
MLB player. Because that's what they all look like. These guys.
Can I pee or are we close to wrapping?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. We're paying attention. But regardless, the takeaway is the general population's reaction to it.
Yeah.
And
that-
if 35% of the left is like, yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like if I went online after Gabrielle Giffords got shot and I was like, that was tight,
yeah.
I would not expect to have any friends left, regardless of what their politics were.
Or like somebody shot up old Bernie boy, even though he's a total fucking sellout.
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
Well, he's 90 years old. What are you doing?
Just let time take him.
All right. But there's really no equivalent, like when you think of like the impact that Charlie Kirk was having on, young voters and whatever. Probably won the election for Trump, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Is there any activist
And
on the left that's like a comparable stature?
Not even.
Kind of not really.
Not even close.
No. Like, who would you beat? Like Harry Sisson or something? Like, I don't know.
I have no idea, but I know it's like it's pretty far off, dude. Like, I was shocked at the numbers of Gen Z. Like, they went up. They went up. And I did not expect
towards the right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did not expect that. I didn't expect that at all.
But when you think about, like, we're kind of in a punk rock silo where it's always been like, we're leftists, we're doing this. But when you were growing up, like, you know, we were homeschooled. So, I mean, I was in a right-wing family.
Same.
I imagine you were too. But, like, you weren't like that, like the bro jock kind of thing was like big, and I think it still is, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like most of the young electorate if they choose to vote, and I think you lost a lot of people being like, men are generally shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they're not wrong,
That was sort of-
but at the
Yeah,
same time,
I
like,
guess.
you don't have to go around, like, it can't always be your, like, the center of your complete political...
It's just focusing on negativity is never like a good strategy for popularity.
When she shut down that person about Israel and Palestine, like, and she shut them down, I was like, I can't vote for this person.
Oh, Kamala?
Yeah.
Did you?
I didn't vote for her.
Did you vote at all?
I did vote.
Did you vote for Trump?
No, I voted socialist.
Did you
Yeah.
vote for Trump?
No. I voted socialist.
But, no, I mean, it was just a rough go of it, you know? Because, like, during COVID, they were like, Bernie was, like, running away. Bernie Sanders was running away with the vote during the primary. And they were like, well, that's not going to work because we're not going to win against Trump. And they put up Biden, who did win? Question mark. You know, I mean, not if I had successfully overthrown the Capitol that day, but no, just kidding.
Yeah, you and your dad.
Just kidding.
You and your dad have gotten real close lately.
But so he won, but he was obviously having like serious health problems like during the whole thing. They switched horses midstream way too late to Kamala, who was not really the best communicator. And it ended up in a loss.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. I kind of like...
Ohio was never, like, voting in Ohio, I never feel, like, the weight of consequence on my shoulders, at least lately, because it's like, yeah, it's a red state. Like, do whatever you want.
Officially now, yeah.
Do whatever you want during the presidential or pretty much anything, because it's a red state.
It's a red state now. It's not even like... because it was like a long time ago, it was like, is Ohio goes so the rest of the country? Now we're not even that big of a player anymore. Now it's like, oh... we're just going to go red and it's going to stay red.
But they really stole that nomination from Bernie 2 different times.
I know. He got fucked twice.
2016, 2020. Like,
Yeah.
He was like leading both times. And they're like, nah, it's got to be Hill Dog. Got to be Hill Dog. Got to be...
Yeah, she's
Jabari.
owed it for some reason.
Ugh. She... I used to listen to NPR like, you know, the Bible. I used to like love NPR. And I guess they just like drifted like too far away. But I remember she went on Fresh Air with Terry Gross, you know, great program. I think it's still on. I haven't checked that out in a while. No, actually, I listened to Bill Burr on that, which was like, Bill Burr on NPR is like so funny.
Yeah, that's got to be weird.
The shit he used to say.
Oh,
like
God.
Now he's all like, I figured stuff out. I'm Billy Burr, I'm Billy Liberal. It's like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. Yeah, that dude. That's one thing I love about Bill Burr is that he won't be like boxed in by anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck, and that's why I love him.
I love his spirit still.
Yeah, I love his comedy.
His jokes are a bit lame lately, but I still love the guy.
They still lean a little left, but not. It's not like full on like complete leftist. Like he is still willing to poke like fun at both sides, and that's what makes a good comic.
But anyway, listen to Bill Burr on Fresh Air. But I listened to Hillary Clinton in 2016 or 2015. Or no, 2016 on like Fresh Air, which is like the softest softball of interviews. Like on NPR, you're Hillary Clinton. Everyone like loves you.
Was
and
like
like
what's her name still on it?
Terry Gross.
Oh,
on Fresh Air.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Terry Gross like asks her this question that was like I wish I could recall what it was, but I could not describe Hillary's reaction as anything else but like snapping at Terry Gross, which you never heard before on that program. Because it's all like...
She was like...
Hello, welcome to Fresh Air. We're here with our good buddy Hillary Clinton, and we're going to talk. And like at a certain point, Hillary like lost her temper.
Yeah.
At like a softball question and was like said something shitty. And I was like, how are you... What?
My favorite was her response to it, which was, "Oh my!" I was like, "Holy shit!" She really like that's the maddest I think I've ever heard Terry Gross ever.
Yeah,
like, she's an irate.
Yeah, like how do you like lose your temper? Also, a couple of years ago, I heard Howard Stern on Terry Gross. I wish they would have asked him like real questions. Be like, so what were the best titties you saw? But they're all like, instead like, when did you realize that you were a shit person and needed to completely reverse who you are?
I realize I'm falling apart over here.
Oh, the sound's going to be all messed up.
Oh no.
Not going to dampen anything.
I hope it's off camera. Yeah, it would be so funny if you're like, so what was it like in Epstein's plane?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun day when Epstein killed himself or allegedly killed himself. Man, that was a fun day.
My thing, and hear me out though.
This is always when it starts. A good start.
Great guy.
It's like, all right, this is gonna be awesome.
No. But with the like Trump thing, everyone's like, release the files. However, I don't know what year it was, but it was like a high profile story like in the news that Trump had gotten like fed up with Epstein's behavior at Mar-a-Lago, and like someone complained. He's like, that guy just hit on my daughter. She's like 14. He like asked her to like go outside with him. And Trump was like, personally, you're kicked out, Epstein. You're done because you like just like pissed off this other millionaire, whatever. So, isn't the chain of custody since that high-profile banning from Mar-a-Lago, the chain of custody, any writings that Epstein had about Trump, wouldn't he try to paint him in the worst light possible? Like, if you get all these files and Epstein's like, yeah, Trump did it, he was messing with 12-year-olds, isn't the fact that he's been pissed off at him for, like, decades now, isn't the chain of custody kind of ruined?
Maybe.
I kind of lawyer things in my head. Whether or not I agree
the
with
fact that Trump never questioned whether or not it was true is pretty telling.
What was true?
That Epstein was doing that to that person's daughter. Like
that he was like immediately like,
yeah, he responded quickly.
Yeah.
When I understood, he swiftly kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for that shit, and the fact that he never questioned it, which is like,
yeah, he always be doing that shit.
Yeah, like you'd think he would like, because it's his buddy, it's his
friend.
But
when it comes to like actual like evidence in a courtroom or something, you're going to be like, well, this person had every reason to paint you in the worst possible light in his personal writings. That at some point Epstein would have realized that someone's going to look at what his logs were.
I mean, if he did, they haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
Because if they did, they would have been released by now. For
It's been in the
sure.
custody of like Clinton-controlled like administrations ever since, you know. So
Well, they got what's his face
that
in there
stuff.
now. Old
Cash Patel.
yeah, Cash Patel, old squid or
Eyes
not,
are
oh my
pointing in
god,
the
I
wrong
almost said
direction.
squinty eye. That would have been really
Cockeye.
racist. Yeah, old yeah.
No, he's Indian. They don't have squinty eyes.
It's true, but that's still racist because they're in Asia.
Oh, now this whole UK version of Asian. It's from India.
He's from India. It counts. Whatever. I've said worse. Don't. Whatever you do, don't listen to Teach These Devils on wherever you get your podcasts from. There's a lot of episodes of me saying some.
Were you on with Wilson and that James Earl Jones guy?
James Earl Jones.
Brassfield, I know.
He'd actually be pretty.
That guy, hair whiteningly sexist, that man.
One.
Bartending for that guy, I was like, wouldn't, as a leftist, you want, like, women and black people to line up? He's like, no, fuck bitches. He's like, we're on our own here. I don't want fucking women's help.
He loves that shit. It's so funny.
I was like, holy shit.
We had a good way of, like, trying to get each other, like, coaxing each other to say the most, like, just heinous shit. It was like a full, like, hour and a half of us just trying to make somebody say something dumb. Or then we'd
What's
have
Wilson
to,
up to? I saw him, I wanted to see something he said on Facebook, and I, like, couldn't find his Facebook.
James?
He got Wilson Rivera.
Oh.
Because he was, like, the co-host of that, right? Most of the time.
I would say not towards the end there.
Okay.
I think Ryan DePerno was around a little bit more often than Wilson would be, but then Wilson started coming around here and there. But it was basically whoever would show up. We would just do a podcast.
Do you do it here?
Yeah, we did it here. Yeah,
Cool.
It
was an entertaining show. I would listen to it. It would come up on my like Spotify. I'd be like, yeah, I'll listen to that.
Yeah, and then we'd all say stupid shit, and then we're like, that would be the stuff we released. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of shit that we cut around. One of which there's an episode out there that has not been released, and I hope it never does. God, it would be the death of all of us. Holy shit!
That's what comedy's all about. Just pushing a boundary. If it makes someone die laughing, then it's worth it. You know.
But it got heated. That's the thing. I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah.
In retrospect, but at the time, this debate got very heated, and I'm not willing to say what it was about.
All right.
On air, I won't say what it was about.
Jeremy's extremely pro-life. Brought to you by God's Lighthouse.
The guy with the vasectomy.
He just wants to get everyone pregnant.
I mean, I don't want to get people pregnant, but
he's like Elon Musk. He wants to further the Jeremy race.
Yeah. By naming them even more eccentric names than my own. Yeah, it was like the topics that we get on sometimes we were like, I don't even know how we ended up here. But here we are, and I guess I'm just going to have to speak my piece, and hopefully I'll have friends afterwards. It was fun, though. We had a good time. But, yeah, it was just a strange time right now of, like, what a cliche thing to say I just said. But, like, it's true. It's been very odd to, like,
it's
navigate who you're going to offend and why.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because what are you laughing about crowd is just as bad as the, like, you know, the crowd that wants you to say the R and the F.
Right.
Not that I won't say it, I will. Yeah. Brought to you by
Blue Chew.
If you're taking Lexapro, you're gonna need some Blue Chews.
You definitely need some Blue Chew. Yeah.
It works fine, everybody. Works just fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I forget what I was going to say. I don't know. I wish that humanity would finally get to a point where we're not constantly overcorrecting. But I think that there's always going to be bad actors no matter what. You know what I mean? There's always going to be that person who takes it just a little too far, and then next thing you know, like, all of a sudden you're like burning down people's houses or some shit like that. And you're like, how did it get this far?
Right. I don't have a solution for you, but I enjoy humor. I really am happy with a lot of people that are coming out right now. You know, it's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a interesting time in comedy too, because, you know, as much as there's a club scene, there's every bit as much of a, like, an independent pop-up scene throughout the country. And that has nothing to do with secret society. It's mostly due to the fact that Don't Tell is such a popular entity, which is so funny that we do something so similar to them, but we had no idea they existed when we started. So, I mean, but our concept's very different still, even with the pop-up idea. But
Would you rather be in like a Brooklyn comedy room or an Austin comedy room? Like a girl with dreadlocks just went up ahead of you. White girl with dreadlocks.
which room is that?
Or in Boston. Not Boston, Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn? Oh, I don't think you would even be able to get away with that in Brooklyn. Because that would be a cultural appropriation.
No, you'd be they're full of white girl dreadlocks.
I am on record talking to. I was doing crowd work. Just two people in the front. One guy had a mustache, and the other girl was a white girl with dreads. And I was like, "What is up with this epidemic?" I think. I mean, I've never done shows in Austin, so I guess I'm going to have to go with my gut on what I know, which is Brooklyn shows. And I do very well at those shows, so I guess I'm going to have to go with Brooklyn on that one.
Yeah, no, you have a nice, intelligent cadence going on. They appreciate that there.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I think that I've personally gained such a reputation in that town, having not even been there, that I don't know if I'd ever do well there.
Really?
Yeah.
You said you gained a reputation in Brooklyn as being.
Oh no, not a reputation in Brooklyn, in Austin.
In Austin. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I've gained a reputation of being a woke warrior.
On social media or something like that?
No, just through word of mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a grassroots campaign going on right now.
Really?
No, not really. But it would be it. I know that there's a few comics down there that I've recently pissed off. that I'm sure have said a few things about me to other comics. Actually, I know that to be a fact. With one, the other one maybe not. The guy who I flicked off, he's definitely talking shit. Not to say he's wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I should have been the adult in that situation. So
No, shit goes down, man.
it didn't matter what I said or did after that. I was still going to be wrong because of how I handled it.
It was funny that the based people are like canceling woke people, and they're like not based enough, and the woke people are like too based.
Yeah, too based. Too basted. The other guy I was his ride home, or his ride back to his hotel, who like I basically like for the 20-minute drive.
Oh yeah.
Laid into him pretty hard.
Wow. Yeah.
Because
he called someone the F slur.
Yes, he called somebody the F slur.
Yeah. I will say it. I'm just being PC.
Yeah, I will say it, just not here.
There's just no reason. There's no comedic value.
You're going to have to go to the Patreon for that.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, head over to the Patreon.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it for free.
Did you ever listen to Boys Cast with Ryan Long and Danny Polishchuk?
No, I actually haven't been listening to a whole lot of podcasts lately. I've been mostly like books on tape through Audible.
All right.
That's even like
how to get a boner?
Yeah, how to get a boner
that.
again. One of these days I'll figure it out.
Nice. But no, that's a pretty fun pod. It's two like Canadian guys living in New York City that are like stand-up comedians. Both of them as stand-up comedians. Shit, to be honest with you, not good. But
really,
their podcast is like funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I get worried about this myself. Is like, am I funny or am I conversationally funny?
I think I'm only conversationally funny personally because I have, I try to write the tight five. I'm like,
I know you've had
I
some
don't
pretty
like,
solid bits on this podcast
I
so
don't
far.
like it. I don't like it.
Like if that
But
was a stand-up bit, that would be a solid stand-up bit.
well, thank you.
There's been a few of them.
But it's just it's hard, especially like doing it long term. It would just be crushing. But that's what all art is, it crushes you. You write a song, you like it for a while, you see it respond, you see people respond to it well, then they don't, and then you're like, I don't know, what is this? Art is hard, as Tim Casher.
17 years later, and you still have your friend talking about a song called Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia.
Callback.
My dad was in a refugee camp there for a second.
Wow. So, okay, let's get back here. We'll wrap up on this. So, what was the driving factor of your dad, like, immigrating to America?
Oppressive communism, which was documented well in a show, I'll plug it, A Bazoogo, called The Informant on HBO Max. It was like on the front page.
Brought to you by Mufflers for Less.
Brought to you by Mufflers for Less. And it was a show about, like about 5 years after my dad had left in like the 80s, the communism that was going on in Hungary. It like really sucked. It was like so oppressive, so up everyone's ass. It's like it cannot be understated, like how much of like a school marm environment like it creates when real communism like takes over.
Yeah.
And that was like Russian, like Soviet stuff. And it can be different. It doesn't seem to be that different in Venezuela or really anywhere else it's tried. But it was just really, really shitty. Just like, the people, the suicide rate was bonkers there. Everyone was having a terrible life. And they just decided to get the fuck out of Dodge. And my parents or my grandparents pretended that they were remodeling their bathroom, so they hired like workers to like do the bathroom for them. They're like, we're gonna go on vacation to America, because like you had to have a reason to go on vacation. You had to like tell the government where you were going.
Why?
Because like there was like walls, fences,
Right.
and they were like, all right, well, we bought all these tiles, so the workers will be arriving soon to install them, and we'll be right back. And so my grandparents like flew out, but my dad and his brother Mickey, and their dog, a boxer, Ramesses, I think it was his name. They were like, all right, you're out, so we're gonna walk out. And they literally like walked out of Hungary, like jumping over like barbed wire fences, and like walked to Italy. And then they got to like safety in Italy because it wasn't affiliated with like Hungary or the Soviets.
It was like a safe haven.
So they went there, and then Italy was like, what are we going to do with you guys? So they sent them to a refugee camp in Yugoslavia, at which point it was, figured out that they could escape, or immigrate to the U.S. legally. So they did that.
So did your grandparents ever immigrate legally?
Communism sucks.
Let it be known.
Oh, yeah. Grandparents were... actually, my grandmother, even though she spoke very little English, she was like actually like born in New York. It was her father had like a... he was born in Hungary and like took her... went to New York and had a deli, and then went back to Hungary eventually.
Wow. So how did your dad meet your mom?
At a disco, because they ended up in New York City.
Oh, wow.
It was like the 70s. And my dad and his brother were just, two wild and... They were like the two wild and crazy guys.
That's
from
hilarious,
SNL,
yeah.
like the Steve Harvey guys. And they were just like, let's meet some American girls. And like, my mom fell for it. So
how funny would it be if that's what those characters are actually based off of? Is your dad and his brother?
It probably was. But they went to, they saw Black Sabbath at Madison Square Garden, Rolling Stones at Madison Square Garden. And my dad's very, these days he's very, he listens to classical music and his like Catholic talk radio, and he's like, I didn't like it very much. It's like, come on, you saw Sabbath in the heyday, Dad. He's just like, it was okay.
My mom was a very big Sweaty Teddy, old Ted Nugent, and Led Zeppelin fan.
Nice,
Yeah.
Dude, Led Zeppelin rips. Controversial opinion.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin rips.
Really take a brave stance on that one.
Charlie Kirk didn't think so.
So they met at New York. Is your mom from New York?
Yeah, my mom was from Far Rockaway, Queens.
Wow.
She was the son of a New York City traffic cop. Daughter of a
My grandmother grew up in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Bay Ridge, which is a very far hike from Queens, but
you can take a train.
You can, but you got to go up. You got to go up on the island and then back down.
Oh yeah, true.
You can cut over at one point, but that's only certain certain days and certain times of the day. If you're lucky to catch the 6, it comes over. But
that Long Island City situation. Have you been to Long Island City, which used to like be a part of Queens?
Mm-hmm.
It's massive. It's all like brand new construction, like high rises. I'm like,
it's really nice now.
Not what it used to be.
I
kind of preferred it the old way.
Astoria is really nice now. Mm-hmm. It's fucking crazy being in Astoria. It's fucking crazy being in Jamaica, Queens. Like that used to be really rough back in the day.
Yeah. And next stop, nice Jamaica, now. I remember, and it was like ironically, a bunch of Jamaicans got
right, pretty much, yeah.
A bunch of Jamaican nannies.
They had good parks.
They were like pissed off from the rich kids. They were just.
They had the best parks.
Yeah.
The parks in Jamaica, Queens were the fucking best. I love those parks. But it was neither here nor there. But yeah, my grandmother grew up in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. And so she had like both my grandparents had those very like cute like New York accents, you know?
Oh yeah, I love a New York accent. Yeah. Recently it was like me and my friend were listening to someone with like a New York accent, and they were like, ugh, can't wait till that goes away completely. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's part of like America. Like,
yeah.
As much as more than the Southern accent.
It
is.
In a
way. The more people had it, you know?
It's kind of funny watching people from Queens now. Yeah. They don't have an accent.
Because they watch internet videos, and so do all their friends, you know? And that's true. Like, they're all talking like newscasters now. That's kind of what I heard when I was a kid, that like when newscasters in like New York or California were trying to learn what the American way of speaking was, they'd think of like Cleveland in the Midwest, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always love a thick accent no matter where it's from. Keep it going.
Yeah. I mean,
sad. So sad to see a New York accent die out. There's some fucker out there with a wife beater on and still got it.
Yeah.
18-year-old being like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, his name's Ray Goots. Shout out to Ray Goots.
Ray Goots.
Friend of the podcast, Ray Goots. That dude rules. Wherever he's at. So probably somewhere in Queens.
Do you do any impressions?
No, I'm terrible at impressions. I was like so pumped about the Lorne Michaels impression.
Oh yeah.
And my Diane Reeves wasn't too bad either.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Hillary, no one's ever said anything like that before. I do with Tony Soprano. But only when something is like a word like Asian at the end of it, like situation.
Oh. For some reason, the only thing
it's a very difficult situation.
Yeah. Or afagool. I don't even know what that means.
You got to get the gabagool. It's a very difficult situation. And trying to do it taxation without representation.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Nah.
It only becomes.
That was trash.
Very Mario.
I've done it before.
Every time I try to do like an Italian accent, it's always very Mario. Like, hey, look at me.
Look at me. It's important to make fun of Italians because they love it. Italians love it.
They do love it. Remember that guy who was like, why do I feel like you knew him too? The guy who was like he did a lot of like the he was like the building manager for like the Arabica in that building. Remember that guy?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was super Italian, and he loved that shit. I called him Wario all the time. He loved that shit. It was wild. I said some pretty to him and his brother.
Get these Goombas out.
Yeah.
You used to practice at the compound, that weird like ghetto like practice space, right?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah, only with all dinosaurs. Yeah.
Yeah. This one time I was hanging out with like Bim, this other like musician, this like slightly older than me black dude. What, he's got to be like 50 now. I'm 40, so he's got to be like 50.
Yeah.
From this moment in Black history and stuff. And we would always get like pizza from this place called like Joe's right down the street. Mm-hmm. And it was like all Italian people like working there. And like you had to walk really far over to this gate to like let like a delivery guy in. Mm-hmm. And like I like walked out and like Ben was just like smoking a blunt. And I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "How you doing, bud?" And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go get this pizza. I'll talk to you a second." And I like went over, and there's like this like little Italian man with like gray hair and like a ponytail, like kind of like a long ponytail. And he's like, "How you doing? Here's your pizza." And I was like, "Thank you." I walk over to Bim, who's like, I don't know, 50 yards away. And he's just like, "Was that girl as hot as she looked from over here?" I was like, "Bim, that was a very old Italian man with a ponytail." He was just stoned.
Explains the mustache.
Couldn't see right. Yeah. He's like, "Was that girl as hot as she looked?" Like,
that's so funny.
I mean, you can ask, you can probably hit it if you want, if you ask. But
ask nicely.
"Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I haven't been called a hot piece of ass in a long time.
Just funny that they were so far from Little Italy too.
Yeah. That was like East Cleveland.
Yeah. But it was like, I would say probably a good, anywhere between 5 and 10 miles away from Little Italy.
Probably like 3 miles. Because once you once you're on like East 55th, you're pretty close down St. Clair to like getting to like that hill where like the cemetery is. Like that big, what's that called again? Lakeview Cemetery.
Yes,
you're pretty close, and that's like right on top of Little Italy. So interesting.
Yeah. Well, send it there. Thank you for doing this. Appreciate you.
All right. Bim thinks old Italian men are hot.
Yeah. If there's anything to be learned from this podcast, Bim thinks that old Italian guys are hot. Appreciate you.
Dude, awesome. Awesome to be with you.